Anger Management was released in 2003. This is directed by Peter Segal, written by David S. Dorfman, and we have a really great cast, including Adam Sandler, Jack Nicholson, Woody Harrelson. I'd seen the film before, quite a few years ago. I think maybe 7 or 8 years ago, maybe even a little longer, and I have never reviewed it, and I'm watching every Woody Harrelson film, so I decided it's time to give this one another watch. And I remember liking it more than I enjoyed it this time. It's not terrible. It is watchable. But I think the cast makes it watchable, not so much the narrative. There are some good aspects of the narrative, but not from start to finish. This is about Adam Sandler's character, Dave, who is forced to do anger management. And I was kind of confused about why this happened, because he wasn't angry at the start of the film, and I can't really explain this without going into any spoiler detail, so I won't say any more than that, but I will say that it becomes less confusing, but I didn't like the explanation. I didn't care for it, so there were parts of the narrative that just didn't work well for me. I don't think it was the right approach. But the anger aspect, the topic it's addressing, I thought was quite fascinating, because we have obviously a lot of external anger, we have thoughts of internal anger, and the problems that can cause if you kind of keep it in. There's one scene early on where I think it's the first time Dave goes to anger management, and I won't go into too much detail, but he's being asked a lot of questions, and he's answering quite calmly, but he is being pressed and pushed, and he kind of gets a little bit agitated, and he wasn't angry, but people cause this. And I think that's a really good example of how even people who don't appear to be angry individuals can be pushed to that. And we see various different examples of anger throughout the film. And I think as a concept, it's quite fascinating. But there were certainly aspects of the film that I didn't necessarily dislike, but I didn't really care for. But as I said, the whole airplane thing, I didn't love that part of it. But I can overlook that. And I guess I can just enjoy the concept of anger, different characters dealing with these situations. Dave is a very likable character. I think from the very beginning, I liked him. It was very easy to get on with him and to feel emotionally invested in his story. Woody Harrelson plays, well, a character that I wasn't expecting him to play, which is quite interesting, but I'll say no more than that. In general, I'd say Anger Management is a decent enough film. I remembered really liking it, and I don't know if my tastes have changed or if I'm just more critical now, maybe a bit of both, but because the cast is so strong, I was able to enjoy pretty much the entire film, even if the narrative itself wasn't 100% enjoyable. So it ticked enough boxes for me to come away from it still feeling satisfied, if not to the extent that I'd expected based on either a false memory. I've rewatched quite a few films recently for the purpose of reviewing, and there have been several occasions where I thought I remembered liking it, and then I've gone back to listen to discussions I've done about it, and I didn't like it, so my memory isn't the best. Do I regret rewatching this because I don't like it as much as I remembered? No, not at all, not in the slightest. I still enjoyed the experience, maybe not as much as I remembered, but nevertheless, I came away from it feeling satisfied enough. It's thought-provoking, definitely very thought-provoking. We have some well-written characters, some really great performances. So it's still a good film. Anger Management still has a lot to offer. And with that being said, I think it's safe to say that I'm generally happy to recommend it.